All right, what's up, everybody? We are here. We're live. The B, want to say what's up to everybody?
Yo, 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 what's up? It's another Wednesday, going live. Excited for our topic tonight.
Yeah. So our topic: what is your biggest challenge as a reseller? And depending on, of course, the emails and DMs that I've been getting, it looks like there's a lot of well. Right now, there's a certain topic um, that people seem to be struggling with the most. But we're gonna go through all 10. But there's
Hey,
a there's 10,
wow.
but there's a specific one right now
Yeah.
that
So just so you
everyone
guys
seems to
know,
be somewhat struggling with.
just so everybody knows, Glenn doesn't tell me any of the items. He told me about the topic, but he didn't like everybody knew about the topic. He posted it, but he didn't tell me about this 10. So I'm excited. I'm kind of scared. 10. That's a lot of struggles, man.
Yeah, there's like 10 different challenges you must go through to become the ultimate reseller.
That's
Let's
it.
see what's up. Ryan, what's up? Finally catch a live show with District Deals, Green Granite Resale, Zombies, Eddie, Faith, Great Girl Boss, Paper Drew, Adriana, Mr. Sports LA, Will. These are all the regulars. These are like the Hustler Hacks
Oh,
homies.
oh, geez.
Yeah, they've been here for a while. Marcos, what's up? Julie, Soulfed, Mr. Eric, XMS, Troy. Let's see who else is here. Javier's here. Hustle in Silence, what's up? I know I missed you, Hustle in Silence. I was gone for this merch conference thing. You were hanging out with Will, trying to steal my finds in El Paso, but yeah, I didn't get to meet up. But don't worry, I'll catch you again. Fog City Flips, what's up? Who else? DFW Kicks. Greg, let's see. Jason, more people coming in. Todd, Mercurial Venom also here. All right, so more people coming in, and we'll slowly get into our topic. But number one, the first thing is San Diego. I know it seems like we've been poking ass and not really giving you any updates. The thing is, we haven't posted the link. There isn't anything new yet, but we are gonna hopefully have it by like the next week, like this, maybe late this week, early next week. The reason why, in the past, when we did like meetups and or workshops like 2 months in advance, people kind of lost interest because it's like that's not until like 2 months away.
People
Like, I
slack.
really don't care.
People,
But now that it's next month, it's like it's more of a reality. You're like, okay, I can look forward to it. It's coming soon. I feel good. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and we'll have that ready to go, and I'll let everybody know when it goes live. So let me see. Brad G, what's up? Giovanni's here. The next thing is Ross Finds of the Week. So we just went 100 episodes. And the next episode is going to break down how much profit I made per find. And there's also a giveaway in that video. But you must be alert and watch it to know when or what you must do. It's very easy. But as long as you watch it, you'll be fine. So here's my honest question to the people in the chat. I know not everybody's in here yet, but honest question. We've done 100 episodes Ross Find of the Week. Would you want to keep going, 101, 102, 103, or should we just do like finds of the week where it's maybe like 3 Burlington, 3 Ross, 3 Marshalls, and then that one final one could be from any one of the 3 stores. I'm just trying to mix it up because I don't want you guys to get bored. I don't want to get bored. But I want to know in the chat. Let me know. Or if you want me to just stick straight Ross, I can do that. But Ross isn't paying me, so they're going to have to compete with each other and be like, hey, Burlington, Ross just offered me a shoe deal, RBX shoe deal. Let's see. District Deals, open it up to all the stores. Just finds of the week. So we're a little mix. Keep it the same. Mix it up. I don't have Ross. That's from Hustlebee, of course. Keep going with Ross. Mix it up. Oh, a little mix in there. I'm gonna have to go back and count these because there's a mix. But looks like some people have been liking finds of the week instead. So it's more general, a little mix. So I'll go through it. Enjoy seeing a variety of finds. Okay, so there we go. And even then, content wise, I'm gonna mix it up. I have some new ideas. Even out hustle that we've been doing, we have some different ways I want to mix it up. So yeah, Ron J, mix it up. There you go, a little mix. All right, let's get in there. All right, let's get into the topic. What is your biggest challenge as a reseller? Now, there's 10 different challenges out there, and I compare it to the NFL. It's like 1 week you're 3-0, you're on top, your team's doing good. Then you get your ass kicked, and you lose 2 offensive linemen, you lose a defensive lineman starter, and now we have to play a Bengals team that's 3-1 also, and so that's gonna be rough. And but comparing it to that, every week's a new challenge. You have to keep going. Pretty much you're a problem solver when it comes to your business. So it's like, hey, this came up, now I gotta fix it. This came up, now I gotta fix that. And right now, I can tell you from the emails that I've been getting, it sounds like the stores are more than bone dry. People are struggling out there. They're crawling, they're dying in these sand pits that Ross does not allow them to get fines because of how dry it is right now. What do you think?
I love it.
You love that it's dry.
It's dry. Yeah. I mean, it's not the first time. I've been reselling since February 2017, and this is not the first time it's been dry like this. And I keep telling everybody, the business world is not for everybody, right? So we all have different talents and uh, I'd say gifts, and if you cannot weather through this storm or this dry season and you haven't prepped, right? And we can go deeper into that more, then I'd say if this is bothering you so much, dry season is bothering you so much, then this game or this business is not for you. Because I have come to an agreement with myself that this is going to happen. And I expect things like this to happen. So when this rolls out, yeah, I might complain, but deep inside, I know nothing I can do. So I control the controllables. So again, this is one of the things that I like to have. I'm glad that I have a lot of inventory. I'm glad that I'm not quick selling everything, because in times like this, stuff when stuff are hard to find and you're quick selling, I bet you a lot of the quick flippers right now have really low inventory. And when you have really low inventory, your sales will suffer. So that's my take on it when it's dry season. What do you think?
Well, we talked about how every city is different, depending where you live. But in general, it seems to be slower from the
Right,
emails that I've gotten. But some of the other marketplaces,
right.
um, are getting good finds still. Maybe not as good as it could be, but at least still
Mhm.
consistent. And I've listed a lot, especially because we came back from the trip, so I had a lot to kind of catch up on. So I haven't really seen that yet, as far as like how exactly dry it is. I've been going. I haven't been picking up a lot in my area, but at least from the trip, I came back with quite a bit of stuff that I could list, and do that. But yeah, it's kind of like what District Deal said, only the strong survive, but this is very mild. I've seen worse. I've been reselling from Ross out of the womb. I've seen worse than this. So yes, we can and we will rebuild. Um, and then let me see what else. But let me know in the chat. So this is what I really wanted to see. I mean, we're gonna do all 10,
All right.
but everybody in the chat, if there's a certain thing that you feel is challenging right now, let me know. Now, I did see a couple of them out there. Someone said returns seems to be a challenge right now that they're going through, which we can talk about that. And there was another one in here that I wanted to read. I don't know where it went. High amount of return. Oh, wish people could stop lowballing each other. So those are two challenges from the chat. Add on to that, we're gonna talk about those two, even though those two are not part of
Okay.
our
We have
10.
12
But
now.
what?
We have 12.
Okay, so we'll have 12 then.
Well, at the end of the day, I think at the end of the show, we have to categorize this stuff on what's real challenge or is just you just mentally challenging. It's like, I guess we have to figure out what's the real challenge and what's the made up challenge in your mind.
Well, because there's challenges that
You take
you
control,
don't
right?
have control of.
Right.
So if that's the case, you can't really, worry about that.
And I think there are just challenges that people are are not are not aware that it's part of it. You know, like you said, there's only going to be a few teams. I mean, in a NFL team, you will take an L, and
Yeah.
everybody will take an L, right? And people will lose in this business, especially business. You will take an L, and
You
if
won't go undefeated.
no, exactly, and if low ballers bother you, man, go get a job. You won't have low ballers.
Yeah, low ballers. Oh man, I mean it is.
Any business, any
Yeah.
business, any business. Imagine how much a lot of these businesses when Amazon lowballs them and delivers them to them for free, right?
Well, that's what happened with Toys R Us and Kmart
Exactly,
and whoever else is out of business.
exactly. But
Uh,
man, let's go down to the 10. I'm fired up already.
oh man, he's riled up. He's fired up.
I know.
All right, so let's go to number one, which is capital, which means I have no money to reinvest or invest in anything. And that email, maybe like 2 or 3 this week about how do I find money to reinvest and where do I go to for that? I had someone that emailed me that they said they had like $1,000 to work with. Now, when they said it out $1,000, my question was, do you have $1,000 to reinvest in fines right now, or do you have $1,000 period? Now, if you have $1,000 period to your name, then I would definitely hold that to the side for like an emergency type of thing, because you never know. Life happens. But really, to find that extra money to reinvest comes from your own stuff you don't wear, use, all of that stuff. And I know you have something, so
So
you can sell that first to get something generated. But I wouldn't just go and spend every single penny you had to your name, especially if you don't really know what you're doing. You go straight to Ross and you're just buying like RBX and Levi's, and you're like, man, this Ross Fine stuff is easy. Next thing you know, you're like out of money and you don't know what's going on. So
you gotta learn. And what was the title? What was the question? I don't have any money.
the question from them was like, if I had $1,000, what should I use it on? Because I have no other capital to invest on anything.
Um, you, I don't believe. Glenn tells me about this, and he understands me the most. I don't believe in anybody that tells me that I don't have any capital. If you really want it, you can get capital. You can work. You can put in the extra hours. You can drive for Uber. You can babysit. You can dog walk. There's so many odd jobs
That's what
out there.
Will said on here. He said, driver for Uber, collect cans, sell plasma and sperm,
Yes,
whatever
exactly.
else.
100% agree with Will with that one. I think this is not a struggle. This is an excuse, and I'll put it out there.
For the capital. Well, someone
Yeah.
else had also put, Alfonso put PayPal capital loan.
Yes, I've used
So
it. I've used PayPal capital loans and credit cards as well. 100%. If you're making more money on selling it, even though when you're paying interest, have at it. Have at it. Glenn knows this. I don't have the prettiest credit score because I've burned so many credit cards to build up and PayPal capital loans. I'm fine with it.
yeah, so I mean, PayPal capital loan definitely do that. It'll grow your business further, but I guess starting out, yeah, I mean, it is going to be different. So that's, I guess, challenge number one, especially when you're coming. I think all these 10, I don't even have them in a particular order. They're just like randomly in there. All right, so that's capital. All right, number 2, which leads into where we're at right now, lack of finds. So don't have enough stores in your area and or can't find anything in your area. So if that's a challenge for you, then what is so all of these are going to be challenges / problems. So we need to find the solution for all of these.
Right.
We did for the capital one. You can do odd jobs. You
Right.
can get a capital loan, borrow money from friends or family if needed, but make sure you pay them back though, because I've had friends like that, and you don't want to deal with those people. Okay, so lack of fines. Personally, I would say you have to mix it up. If you're just, going with shoes, you have to mix it up. Now, you can be like Will and go to like offer up Facebook groups. You can still buy shoes for
Right.
cheap, used
Right.
or new, and try to get a deal that way, and resell that. Now, if you can mix it up and you're not really just just all into shoes, you can do clothing and other things if you want to go to thrift stores, garage sales, and mix it up, and your knowledge, video games, and other things that you feel comfortable with and you're learning more and more and more. Then you can mix it up that way, and maybe not just depending on Ross, Burlington, Marshalls, and all that.
Yeah, agree on that one. You know, there's so many ways to find products. Uh, the only person that's limiting you from sourcing someplace else is yourself. Um, you know, I'm glad that I have a bunch of inventory, but if I don't have inventory right now, I'd be learning garage sales. I'd be learning thrift stores.
Oh, I'm trying to get the B up early.
Yeah, I mean, I would, dude. Imagine, right? Imagine if I have bills to pay, and I have this hunger and I have this drive that I want to succeed in reselling, and I want to build a business out of it. If things are dry, I would I would totally learn a different niche or a different place to source. Now, I'm not gonna say that I'm doing it now because I'm just slacking in a sense that I'm not trying to go out of where I am right now. Just because I'm just mastering my own niche, and that's why I've saved up for rainy days. You know, I have over 100,000 of inventory. When rainy days comes like this, I cannot fill up. I know I can. That 100,000 of inventory will still continue to sell until the next wave. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just saving capital for the next weekend sale. So that's what different case, different scenario, but if it's dry and you have to if you have to find products, there's so many ways to do it. Different marketplace, garage sales, thrift stores, and everything like that.
And I know so we used to go like to a little mix, like retail arb with thrifting and things like that. And so I forgot what the number was that he needed to make, but I mean, he broke everything down to like per day, right? And it was kind of like, so let's say you want to make net, let's say 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. Let's just go with 3 for the lowest one. So let's say 3,000, you have to make 100 net a day, 30 days in a month. So in that case, he just broke it down. So it's like he went to like a couple of stores and calculated his projected net, and he was at like $70. He's like, I got to keep going. So you keep going, like store, next store, or garage sale, or thrifting, whatever. You keep going until you hit that certain amount, because let's say, all right, cool, now I found even better find in the afternoon. Now I'm over the $100 mark net. So you can keep going, or also the next day keep doing that over and over again, because you're not going to make that money if you're not sourcing that amount to get to
Right.
that point anyway. So keeping track of the numbers, it really comes down to. All right, let's go to number 3, and this is low sales. So let me know in the chat right now how sales are for you. Are they slower than normal? Are they
Yeah.
better for you? Are they creeping up now that we're technically in Q4? Let me know. But
Give us the
low
percent.
sales.
Give us the percentage. Are you in the red or are you in the green? I posted it on my Instagram page the other day, and it seems like everybody's when they say slow, it's not like -30%. Mine was like what -6% compared to last month, so it's not bad. It's not bad. So let us know. All right. So I see green. Sales are up by 28%. When you guys say up and down, you gotta look at it in the 31-day period. You cannot base it every day. My sales been pretty terrible, down 30%. Slow as yeah, I'd say normal. Yeah, I really think if you were continue doing what you're doing, adding better and good inventory every time, growing, learning, you shouldn't be less than 10. You shouldn't be in 30% red or over 30%, over 20% red, because as your inventory goes up, your sales should continue to go up. Now, if you're not growing your inventory, then yes, very high possibility you'll be in the red. The key is to keep adding more inventory, not quantity, but value of inventory.
Robert, Ubering as we speak. I like that. So
Oh,
Robert's there. Good people with the percentages up and down. And Faith brought up something good. So up $1,000 last month from or on Poshmark. So my solution for low sales would be number one, explore, go through your prices though. Sometimes you're just priced way too high. Maybe you just haven't really looked at that item in a while. Like see what the ongoing market is and how much you spent, how much profit you're looking to make and see what's going on. Also, you can see, yes, there might be low ballers there that are, maybe they're selling the last week or so, so you haven't made a sale because yours is higher. But if that's the case, then you can be patient with it and get the right amount of money that you want. Unless you want to compete with the low baller, then that's up to you. You're going to take less.
right, right,
That's totally on you. The next thing is just different platforms. You want to explore Poshmark. There's a bunch of other ways you can resell.
right,
That's not just limited to just eBay and Amazon. So there's a bunch of them out there. Try, get your feet wet and see what's working for you. But as far as like pricing goes, so this guy, when we were, when was it? Like last week. So this guy is like, oh, I just sold the Phantoms. So if you watched Out Hustled Atlanta, we picked up Phantoms, and this guy's like 179. I just sold mine, and yours didn't sell. And I was like, all right. So then a week later, actually, well, it was probably a little bit longer. I didn't change the price. I kept it the same. But 3 days ago, my Phantom sold for the same price, 179. So I was like, man, I'm gonna text this fool. Just gonna. But at the same time, I was like it's not gonna sell just because his sold, or I should be like, oh, mine didn't sell. It's gonna take time, but I
yeah,
know what they're worth, so
yeah,
I'm gonna stay patient with it, and then
yeah,
it's gonna sell.
yeah. Again, going back to the one of the main reasons, the A team knows about this. We've discussed this before. That the reason why you're slow, your sales are slow because you haven't went in your eBay seller hub and audited your listings. The biggest thing that I suggest to everybody when they say, "Oh, my sales are slow," again, you probably have stale listings. Your pricings are probably off. At the end of the day, you might be more than doubling your money, but you're still asking quadrupling your money and stuff like that. And if you say that your sales are slow and you're not auditing your listings, that means you're just asking for a miracle or asking for magic, right? But for me, a lot of times when I know when my stuff aren't selling, I know because my listings or my price are the highest out there, and I understand that. So when my sales are slow, I go in there, I run the sale, I tweak it a little bit, change titles, audit, and I tell you, almost 100% of the time, you go back to your listing and you double check it, you have some dookie photos. Those dookie photos from way, way back. You gotta retake those, change the title, change the photo, change the item specifics might be wrong. Check your spelling. So when sales are low or slow, always go back to auditing your listing. 100% agree. Really good, boss.
And Alfonso says those Phantoms are gonna keep it at 179 still or lower it since so many people have them listed now.
100%. When
No.
lowering that thing,
Yeah, I'm keeping it the same.
bring it there. Wait, I'm gonna wait till 6 months from now. I'm gonna raise it to 199.
Let's see what's after that. And well, especially the good sizes. I think I sold like a nine and a half. I
Yeah,
mean,
good sizes. Some
yeah, the good sizes. Photos changed my sales completely once I got down. And yeah, just reevaluating the listings. There's even listings on there that seem pretty dead. Like I've relisted it and I'm like, I need to do like sell similar, change the title, maybe do something with the photos because it just, you know, it's just a dead listing. It doesn't feel like no one's. I mean, the watchers and viewers are down. So just like, man, what's going on here? So when that's the case, you have to go back and do it, and it gets tough. And the more and more inventory you add, it's gonna get a lot tougher because you have to keep checking and be on top of all that. So
that's why you call work. Put in the work.
yeah, it's rough out there.
Get it.
Let me see. Anybody consider working part time at one of the stores like Ross, Marshalls, Burlington? Do you think that'd be a waste of time?
You should just don't get caught because you're not allowed to resell when you're working there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's conflict of interest. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you can get fired, right? If you really want to just take advantage, go take advantage. Just know that when you get fired, you're pretty much gonna be, maybe blacklisted. But I know Nike for sure. Uh, I've remember when we were in Chicago, two managers got fired because they were on the side making deals with resellers. So yeah.
The good old making reseller deals.
Yeah. So just know that there's a risk, but if you're really trying to just, rampage it, just tell your wife, your brother, your cousin to buy a bunch of stuff and just, keep it under the low key, have at it.
Yeah, when I worked at Toys R Us in college days, like my manager was one of those dudes that was like would hook up the resellers. Because during the time you had like McFarlane toys that were like certain limited ones. This is like before Funko.
The real toys.
Yeah, that and they had even video games like Wii would sell out or like different stuff like that. So he would hook up all of these resellers. And the next thing you know, like one day this dude like comes up with like a brand new truck. And I was like, what? And like, yeah, like I don't know which reseller bought him a truck, but this guy was like, and now I don't know where he's at because of course Toys R Us is long gone. Probably because of deals like that.
Yep.
All right, let's go to the next one. Number 4. Lack of experience. So let's say you're not used to selling on eBay. You have very low feedback. You're trying to learn the platform. You don't really know how things work. And I get a lot of questions, but this is not shocking, but I get a lot of questions on shipping. Glenn, shipping still confuses the hell out of me. Like, what do I put this in? Like, padded flat rate or this box or things like that. So experience, I mean, that can only get better over time. But I think that if you're trying to make big money now, you don't have the time to wait because, of course, you probably see posts and watch videos and stuff that, of course, going to make it look easy. And you're like, man, I want to make that money right now. But really, it's going to take time, effort, and experience to really get to that point.
Right.
So we really don't have a solution but to keep on trying because you're going to make mistakes regardless.
Yeah, 100%. Everybody's going to be a rookie, right? Everybody's going to make mistakes. Just like, one of the funniest exchange. I don't know if he still follows me. Maybe he blocked me. But there was one person that said, "Man, I've been doing this for 3 months, 6 months now. I forgot what was the number, but it wasn't a year yet." And he said, "I think this is too good to be true. I think you're just lucky. I think it can't be learned." Basically, that's what he said. I said, "Don't tell me it can't be learned. It might just take you a little bit longer." I said, "Put it this way: how long did it take you to walk? How long does it usually take a baby to walk? What, 2 years? A year and a half?
I don't even know.
I don't
have
even
kids.
know, right?
Neither do you, so we don't know anything.
Right. So how long does it take a baby? How long does it take a baby to start talking? Put it in perspective like that. How long did you fall trying to ride your bike without those what do you call that? Those side wheels that help,
Training wheels.
right? How long? So that's what I tell everybody. Every person had to learn how to use the smartphone, but if you're diligent enough, you're gonna learn it, right? Just like driving. Not nothing in this world besides breathing is innate. Everything's learned. So that's my answer. You're gonna learn it. Make mistakes and learn. Don't commit the same mistakes over and over again. Flipping cheddar. This guy's a hustler out there. Works full time and hustles on the side at the same time. Work, work, work. That's how you get it.
Yep, Sin City Hustlers in the house too. Good to see you too. Will also hustling on the side, which leads us to number 5, which this is one that I struggle with out of these challenges.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm a mere mortal,
All
make
right.
mistakes. So number 5 is time management. So doing too many things or trying to do too many things at once, and or of course balancing time with either your full-time job or maybe with family. There's a lot of different things that could happen as far as like balancing time. Um, Maybe Sundays you just got caught up in football to where it's like all day, like you just hadn't been listing because you're gonna watch the early games, the afternoon games, the
Yeah,
Sunday night game, the
winning.
Monday night game.
The team's winning. You just want to watch the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, this like things like that happen. In my situation, time management just came down to like doing YouTube and eBay and merch and working with my family business. Like, there's like so many of them going on right now that I'm trying to like. I noticed that I did the very best when I was like really focusing on one and spent the most time and effort on one. So merch by Amazon, like when I was making 5, 7, like almost made 10 grand that one month, I was really just like nonstop designing once I got home for like 5, 6, 7 straight hours every day. And then with eBay, it's like those numbers have gone up, but I've noticed only when I'm like sourcing almost every day, I'm listing almost every day. So it's like, but if you're trying to balance all of those, it's gonna get tough. So that's why next year, I'm not gonna be working, with the family business. So that's gonna be helping me free up some time. And I want to do more for like, YouTube and everybody else, especially everybody that's watching wants to see some better content and more content. But time management is one that I struggle with. I don't have a family yet as far as like kids. I do have a wife. I mean, we're family, but having kids is completely changes everything. Um, so I won't know that until it gets to that point. But
Right. I mean, time management is big, uh, and like Glenn said, he was getting the most results when he was focusing on one, and that's what I 100% agree in. And in everything I've done, I've gone uh, to the extreme point of when I was building this eBay business to eating ramen for 2 weeks, to eating frozen pizza for 2 weeks, uh, to driving 2 hours a day one way every day to source. And the only reason why I got these results because I went all in and focused on one thing. I didn't have Poshmark until just this year. So I've made sure that I was able to reach a certain amount of inventory, which was my goal last year on eBay, before I hop in a different platform. And yes, kids will definitely uh, change time and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you just gotta prioritize. You know, there's so much unnecessary stuff that we dabble on that doesn't matter at the end of the day in trying to fulfill your ultimate goal. Um, and I've seen it growing up. I really think I wouldn't have problems with time when I have kids one day because I've seen it with my parents. Yes, for a while I haven't seen my parents a lot because they travel a lot, but maybe after high school, I was seeing them more. So yes, I don't think there's a thing such as balance in life. I think there is priority in life in each season. So you just got to be okay with overcompensating on one thing in your life or one compartment or department in your life when we're trying to hard on that, and then I tell you, you will reap the harvest later. So plant as much as you can, and then expect for a harvest. You can't be planting so many stuff at the same time and expect to water them at the same time and take care of them at the same time. So uh, I love it. Just focus on shit that really matters for you.
I think,
And
like with Young, when we do the Merch Minds podcast, this guy just he makes up excuses how he what did he say? Like I asked him something about merch and something else, and he's like, I just don't have time. And I'm like, number one, you're not married. Number two, you have no kids. So I don't know what the whole holdup is about you not having time, because I've seen people. Even when I was in college, I had a friend that like she had like 3 kids, 5 or 6 classes, and worked like 2 jobs. Like I've seen people do it all. So it's hard for me to feel bad for someone that says they don't have time, especially with something like that. All right, let me go to, let me see. All right, number, man, 7:35. We already went like 35 minutes. We're like not even barely halfway done. All right, number 6. The process and your business model. So I think one of the struggles, I think people just kind of go back and forth as far as like what they want to do inside their business, and maybe not really know what's the process that works well for them. Let's say like, you know, this certain time every day I'm going to be shipping, or this certain time every day I'm going to be listing. And let's say they don't really hold on to that same type of schedule or process that works for them. Next thing you know, you have death piles here and there. Maybe you're late on shipping certain things. Maybe you're double counting products that you only had, you know, 1 or 2 of, when really you have listed like, you know, 4 or 5. So knowing your process and what works for you, and figuring that out. And that's the same thing. It kind of goes into like, it's just going to take time, like, and figuring that out. You can't, I mean, you can watch so many YouTube videos and see what's working for rally routes. That may not work for you, like, or whatever works for me, or whoever else, you know, you're watching, or content you're into. Everybody's different. So
I mean, I really, as far as business model, go for something that's good for you in what you like and what makes you happy. Um, I know I wouldn't be happy trying to flip 1,000 items a month to profit $10 each. That's good money, right? 1,000 items with $10 each profit. That's 10 grand. But I wouldn't be happy. I'd rather be flipping 200 items and profit 50 each. I'm okay with that.
well,
You
also
know,
you're shipping. I mean, you're shipping a lot less as far
right?
as like
You know,
how much
so but
work
but
goes into that.
you might be the person that likes to ship a lot, right? You might be the person that before your Dymo printer that wants to cut labels,
Like,
right?
man, I just love this shipping.
Yeah, I just love shipping. Let's pick up $1 item, flip it for double the money, and like it's okay. Find something that you like the most. For me, I like going out. I love sourcing. I love shopping, and that's what I like. So I'd rather spend more time there and spend less time on the other stuff. So you like listing, have at it. Sell stickers. 99 cents, put a stamp in there and sell stickers. Like it's cool, right? If you like clothing, have at it. Measure 1,000 clothes every month. Have at it. So the biggest thing is figure out what you like, right? There's so many business models out there. There's so many resellers that are on social media. Pick out the stuff that you like and what they do and create your own stuff.
There we go. And Tori says, I think it's also what you can find. If you can only find the $10 profits, that's what you can find. Like it's just saying your area, like doing the best that you can what's in your area. So if you
Yeah,
have $10 finds,
yeah,
then yeah, I mean you have to do what's working for you
right. That's
in
what you
your
do.
business and in your area. So
And if it's not in your area and you want to find the $50 profit, drive further. It's there. And like I tell everybody, like I joke about not having Ross, but I'm okay with not having Ross. But if I want Ross bad, man, if you want to have Ross bad for anybody, up in the East Coast that don't have Ross, you know, move. You're not a tree. That's what I keep telling everybody.
Go, especially right now, Southwest, $49 flights.
There you go.
There
Fly, fly. You
you
can
go.
fly.
You can take advantage.
Right.
Let's see the next one. So number 7 is just we kind of already talked about this. I don't know if this really count, but lack of patience. But what I mean by this though is that like I want things to sell right now, and like I want my account to be 100% and making this amount of money right now, even though the amount of work clearly isn't there. And what
Well,
happens is we start getting into searching instead of putting in the work and spending that time on it. Now we're looking at shortcuts like what can I do to speed up this process?
mhm.
And sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Like we have the mistakes of, something that's going to cut your time, but not necessarily going to help you.
Yeah.
If I talk about this, I'm just going to get riled up because it's going to lead into Patreons and all these other things that everybody else is offering, even though that all you have to work no matter what. Depends. I don't care how many Patreons and courses are out there from YouTube. Somewhat buddies that work with me. I don't care about all those. I'm just saying that if you do, just know that you have to put in the work no matter what. That's the only way you're gonna be able to get out of this. No Patreon can help you after
Yep. Might as well find the end of the rainbow. There's a pot of gold there.
that.
Right? I mean, like, there's none. I mean, go to YouTube University. You'll learn everything there, and have a master's in Google search. I bet you'll be good.
It's gonna take some time, but you can definitely go through a bunch of videos
Yeah,
on whatever you're trying to learn. I mean, it doesn't have to just be reselling, but if you want to learn how to do a different platform or
yeah. Bolo find groups, right? They really tell you everything.
let me see. And Don Hustled said, so of course it takes time, but reseller game is getting flooded, but eventually people will just that can't hang on will move on, especially like right now. That's why we're kind of talking about this show because for the people that have been saying how dry it is and how tough it is right now at those stores, they're not going to be the ones that are going to stick around,
Yeah,
past Q4. They're not going to be around.
wait till after Christmas if they think it's dry now.
Yeah, it's going to be super rough for them after that. So that's why,
Dry
District Deals said,
and messy.
yeah, only a strong survives. So you have to keep going, but not everybody will. So maybe you'll see that cut. Was Ross this bad last year? It was bad in different parts of the year,
Yeah,
but especially after Christmas, it's
never.
going to be bad. Yeah. Will, look at this guy.
Well, is that for me and Glenn or just Glenn?
Will, $9.99.
Glenn have to buy me coffee.
Appreciate that, Will. And matter of fact, I'll probably see Will tomorrow.
Oh,
Sourcing.
there you go.
So use that same money to buy something else, coffee and snacks. If I see him at the outlet.
Right.
All right, let's go to number 8, which is research/decision making. And decision making is huge, probably one of the biggest things when it comes to reselling because of how many questions I get as far as like, should I buy this or should I buy that? Or how do you know, or how did you know that this Ross find of the week was going to be a good find? Questions like this. And it's like, well, the research is there. And it's an educated guess
Mhm.
as far as like how I believe this is going to sell. Now the data is telling us, in the last month, this has sold this many times. It's also telling us there's 10 other resellers right now that's selling it for $10 less than what maybe you're predicting you can sell it. So can you really make money on that or not?
Yeah.
So the data is there. So you have to execute based off of that. You have to make decisions. So you have to put your big boy pants on. You have to decide, hey, am I going to risk this amount of money and reinvest in this item to make the money? Now, the good thing is, part of RA, is that you can return the item if needed. Now, you don't have to. and you probably shouldn't as many times as you might do,
Yep.
but you can. But keep in mind, just like you can return something at Ross, someone that bought something from you on eBay can also return it to you. So things like this are going to happen.
Yeah.
It's all part of the business.
It's funny
Um,
how it's funny. I was like, all right, I'm gonna return it to Ross, and once they get a return, man, I hate eBay with all the return stuff. Whatever. Go work for Ross. Give us discounts. Go work for Ross. Get your get your salary or wage there. Part of the business. You're in retail business. Too bad you're in, America. Go back to the Philippines. You can't return shit. Yeah, in the Philippines you can't return stuff.
Oh man, you get what you get.
Right, unless there's a major flaw, there's no buyer remorse there.
Hustle in silence. I also appreciate it. $10. Same thing. He's matching Will's $9.99. So hustle in silence. Appreciate that. Let me just go to oh yeah. So yeah, the decision making is going to be huge. And compare it to like merch by Amazon, which is totally different. So for people that are asking or try to wonder, maybe you don't know what merch by Amazon is. You're creating a t-shirt design, you're uploading it, and then when someone buys a shirt, you can collect a royalty every time it sells. You have nothing else to do after you upload the shirt unless you want to run ads. Here's the difference between eBay and merch by Amazon, which I tell people, people that want to hire a designer to make shirts for them, things like that. I'm like, would you rather spend $50 on a $49.99 find from Ross that tells you, the data tells you, more than likely this is going to sell for, let's say, 120, 130. This is how many have sold. You can collect all the data. Or merch by Amazon, you're paying someone, let's say a designer, for 3 shirts that you don't know if they're going to sell or not. You know why? Because you have to keep trying different designs to see what works. And it's totally different because you can see bestseller rank, but doesn't mean your shirt is going to sell for that. It's like, what would you rather spend money on? I always tell people I'd definitely rather go buy a find than to spend money on a designer if I don't even know if these shirts are going to sell or not. It's a lot of trial and error to see. A lot of people don't have. That's even more patience on merch by Amazon compared
That's
to.
why I'm not a merch man. Tell me about it. That's
compared
why
to the Ross find. So
no, forget merch. Glenn's just figured it out. So no need to try. It's his craft. He's a designer. You know, unless you're a graphic designer, you shouldn't be doing merch. Or a graphic designer, have at it. That's what I tell everybody. I'm. You guys are laughing, but I'm not joking. Like Glenn's literally went to school for it, and you're out here with no. You didn't go to school for it, and you're trying to catch up. That gap is so big. That's why I'd rather research eBay comps because, well, it didn't take me 6 months to figure it out.
Yeah, just little mess ups here and there, but that's part of the business.
Yeah, just buy Dookie and shit like that, and then you won't buy Dookie anymore.
What's up, MC Thrifts? Good to see you too. And Green Granite Resale, 10% senior discount, $9. That's funny. Appreciate that, Green Granite Resale. Who all 3 of these people, yes, I've met in person, and they're all good people. So thanks for that, for donating on the live chat. We have 2 left, and we're almost got like 12 minutes. So we got 2 left.
We got the other 2 to discuss.
Oh yeah, plus the other bonus too. All right, number 9 is lack of energy. And this hold on. All
right, I'm not gonna talk on this.
The reason why I get lack of energy from comments and emails is because, Glenn, I hate my job so much that when I'm done, I'm dead tired. Which tired of working where I am. I work 10 to 12 hours a day. By the time I get home, I just don't have the mental energy and anything else to actually put in the work to do something else. Now, for me, well, my response is kind of like Ken's because I was at a job that I hated 100%, and I worked. That was from 8 to 5, so like a typical day. And right after 5 o'clock, I would go straight to Savers or wherever else was in my area to do thrifting, and then I'd go to like the Ross. I had a route before I would get home, and then when I got home, it was peanut butter and jelly and listing. Peanut butter and jelly, listing. Every time I knew that if I wanted to get out of this job, I had to do something different. And that different was putting in the extra work when I was dead tired.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I said it in the chat. I'll forward him a resignation form and probably send him an affiliate link to sign up for Uber. Control your time. There's so many jobs out there that you can get. If it's really your job that's weighing you down and that's sucking up your energy, I think you need to switch jobs or eat healthier.
That's tough.
Things. Right. So more likely if you change your job.
Oh man. Like Ryan says, I work 9:30 to 6. It's tough to get out and source. And 6 a.m. So that means doing more of the graveyard. I think Will also works
I think
weird hours too.
I've actually worked for a graveyard shift just for a month. But it was interesting because when you go home, that's when store starts opening. So I mean, it's just time management again, just prioritizing stuff that matters. You only really sleep 8 hours a day. What do you do with the rest?
And you just sleep like 6. You can get away with 6.
6 is easy.
Oh, there you go. District Deal says you only need 5.
All right, there you go. That's why he's finding
like 3 max. Just
Dude,
kidding.
Split it up. You can do 4 1-hour naps. I'd survive.
You can do it like there's always Seinfeld references, but you can be like Kramer to where like he tried to do just take naps every like 3 hours, and then he would try to feel like he was up every 20 or almost 24 hours. That did not work out at all. All right, Great Girl Boss, appreciate it too. $10.
All right.
See, so kind up in here.
Man, money just. I like these topics, man. Let's redo this top 20 next time.
Top 20.
2-hour show. All right, next.
All right, next. So number 10, lack of support. That might be from your family, friends, people that this is the way that I or people that don't necessarily believe in your dream. And for me, I like it because it makes me feel more of like the underdog.
Right.
And if you have that underdog mentality, I definitely think you just keep building and growing upon that, because yeah, when people are doubting you, it's like you definitely want to prove them wrong. But that shouldn't be all your motivation though, because and then you're gonna get into like a weird yeah, there's gonna be a weird state of mind to where like, yeah, you are gonna be cocky, but
hey, if you feel like nobody supports you, go watch Will Smith's movie Pursuit of Happiness.
And Men in Black, because it's a classic.
Yes, that's it, man. If I feel down, I watch Will Smith Pursuit of Happiness. That's it. And then after that, I'll snap out of it. And if not, if that doesn't inspire you, go look at inspirational story. Go look up Nick Vujicic, the guy that don't have arms and legs but scaled Mount Everest and swims and surfs. Go watch that.
Yeah. So now you put it that way, then no excuse.
You don't need support. You need your mind to understand that you can do it, and nobody should be able to stop you. As long as everything you do is legal, go for it.
Legal.
Yeah, dude, I gotta put that clause in there because I don't want somebody to be calling me like, "Hey, my brother is in jail because Hustleby said go for it." Legal. Go for it.
Who's this Hustleby? We can find him.
Right.
All right, so we got 2 left. Then the bonus 2 that came in from the chat. What was I forgot what they are.
Returns.
Oh, so the first one was returns.
All right, here's my take on that. Let's make it quick and short. Suck it up. You're in the business. Returns included in the whole package. If you want to make sales, you got to be willing to accept return. In a story, done.
Well, returns goes back to what we talked about with Ross finds. I mean, you can return your Ross finds; they could return it back to you on eBay. I mean, it's part of the cycle, part of the business, is what it is. Now, what was the other one?
I don't know. What was the other one?
I think it was what was it? Man, I gotta go back into this chat. Um,
Everybody,
no,
remind
I
us.
thought sales was slow was one of them. No,
No,
but we talked about that one already.
I think low ballers.
Oh, low ballers. That's right.
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna shut my mouth, Glenn.
So low ballers. Another thing that's also part of the business, and
Nothing you can do to stop low ballers that's legal.
but you can also sell on a different platform that might do well for you that the low baller isn't selling on,
Right. Yeah.
or things like that. So,
Slow
um,
baller too. That's
or if you sold it locally,
yeah. Low ball the low ballers. Do it. Give them a taste of their own medicine. You just have to hustle more and find more products.
if you lowball the low ballers and it sells, um,
Like
that's
you're not winning. You're losing.
it's gonna suck because you have to, yeah, I mean, like you said, you're gonna have to find more finds, but it's almost like a wasted find in that
Yeah,
case.
it's like wasted opportunity. You know, you're selling $100 product for 80 just because you want it to sell now. What's the point, right? Just wait till he sells, and then you're next. And if if you can't stand lowballing, go get a job.
And I think if
Job lowballs you, right?
well, your job lowballs you by whatever standard salary they want to give
Right.
you.
Yeah. Man, you're worth more than that.
Even though, well, yes and no, because if you're a hard ass worker and you're putting in a lot of time and effort, you're gonna make the same amount of money as someone who's sitting there
Yeah.
slacking it.
Yeah, unless you have the opportunity to move up and get higher pay with hard work, I'd say go for it. But if not, there's just no legal way that you can stop lowballing. That's what I'm gonna tell you right now. We can
And
we can get rid of the lowballers, right, Glenn?
I guess technically you could.
You can, you can. You just can't do it legally,
Yes and no. Just kidding.
right? I mean, El Paso is not too far off from where we want to get these people from, you know.
Someone had a question about the Burlington. So they built a new Burlington by my house, and it just happened to open when I was out of town. How convenient, right?
They did it on purpose.
I know they did.
The manager that was there knew your schedule.
Yeah, I had to go to this dumb conference, and I couldn't make the grand opening of this Burlington. So yeah, there we go. Throwing that out there. All right, so that was all 12, which we threw in the bonus too, but low ballers and returns, and then the other 10, capital, lack of fines, low sales, experience, time management, patience, research, energy, and support. Anything else we're missing? Throw it in the chat. Anything else you want to say, let me know, and we can yeah, answer those and or throw a random comment. So I got to think of a cool name if we're not going to do Ross Finds of the Week anymore. Just Finds of the Week could be. I don't know. I'll try to think of what I can name it, but I definitely want to mix some things up here and there. All right, anything else? Let me know. Sulfed, who cooked Blazers? I know I didn't.
I know I didn't. Nobody did.
Nobody did. Somebody did. Well, Sulfed probably did.
Of course, he's soul fed.
Yeah, he already knows.
Like district deals.
Yeah, district deals. Let me know how are your finds. District deal said L on, of course, the Blazers. Anything else? So tomorrow, yeah, fins up. Definitely zombies. Fins up. We had a bad game last game, but we're moving on. Hustle finds of the week. Okay, might be able to get through that. Phone pauses at Burlington in PA. That's from Jimmy. I might have to double check Burlington's even more. Even though I went today, but nothing. There's only so many Flyknit racers in a size 5 I can take. Let's see, Mercurial Vapors. There we go, Burlington. There's some district deals. Quick hit find of the week. So we're trying to get creative. Lunch of the week.
Yeah. Now talking.
District deals went to 5 Burlingtons today. That's more than my city.
That was just in his area.
I know that was just like in his street. He didn't have to go very far. Let's see, Ross Les sign of the week, anti Dookie of the week.
Hey, Dookie find of the week. Let's do that.
Dookie fan of the week.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's see, Paper Drew finding some heat. And Hustler Snacks. I know we definitely got to bring back Hustler Snacks. We got to be consistent with Hustler Snacks.
Oh man, with the stuff that you keep buying,
Yeah.
getting tough.
Ilmatic, no, you're good. You can subscribe here. Hustlebee doesn't have a channel, so
Yeah, don't. Yeah, I wanna have YouTube, and I will have a YouTube someday. I know it, but it's not gonna be reselling. It'll be the B life.
what it's like to be the bee. All right, we're done. It's a full hour show, and yeah. So next week, actually Friday, is a complete breakdown of all. Speaking of that, before I go away, I did sell those alien stompers, so they are in the breakdown and how much money I made from the stompers. So I know it sucks; they're not back there anymore. They're gone. But you'll see it in the breakdown as far as how much I sold it, and also the giveaway for the 100 Ross finds of the week. So there we go. B, tell them.
Like I would say it, don't buy Dookie. Do your research.
Go out and get it.